Hey y'all, I did a live last night. By popular request in my DMs, which I finally figured out how to use, a lot of people wanted to know what did I think the election was going to do specifically to farming and agriculture. And so I talked about it. And then there were a bunch of new messages that wanted me to talk about the election and Donald Trump or whatever in more detail. And here's the thing. I don't intend for this to be a political account, and not out of some sort of neutrality or cowardice or whatever, but especially now, given what's happened, given what may happen over the next 4 to infinity years, I think it's really important for people to see someone of this background experiencing joy and thriving. I think a lot of TikTokers are going to turn into rage accounts and kind of dig into the bad feeling that is 100% justified on the part of a lot of people who are afraid of what comes next. And I'm making a conscious decision to be an example of what it looks like to continue doing the work and experiencing joy in spite of the fact that life for us has now become even more of an away game, if you know what I mean. So just this one time, I'm going to talk about the election. And to do that, I'm going to show you something.
I saw the demographics for the exit poll. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you.
Yeah, see, back when Kamala first became the nominee, I had an Instagram account that was a lot more political than this account is. And what was the thing I said there as soon as that happened? I said, America's going to tell us how it feels about black women, and we're not going to be happy. And let's talk about what we mean by that. So back in 2016, Hillary Clinton was the candidate. She got 65 million votes or something like that after like dog walking Bernie Sanders, pissing off like a lot of the left and the far left and all that. Got 67 million votes in spite of the fact that a lot of people were looking at Donald Trump as a change candidate because he was kind of weird, you know, in the view of a lot of people, but a lot of people were ready to just shake up politics. Let's see what happens. And then you have Muslim ban, kids in cages, Hurricane Maria, like pandemic. And so in 2020, 81 million people vote for Joe Biden. Now, over the next 4 years, the electorate grows by millions and millions and millions and millions of people. And then 2 days ago, Kamala Harris gets 67 million votes, just barely 2 million votes more than Clinton, with a much bigger electorate and with Donald Trump's whole record out there for everybody to look at. And it's mostly because a whole bunch of people decided to stay home, specifically this kind of person.
So now that the Blue Party single-handedly handed the election over to the fascist Red Party because, surprise, surprise, causing a genocide, aiding and abetting a genocide is not going to get you votes. Now that that's over, can we start focusing on the more important here?
Homegirl got the nerve to be like, let's, as in we. Yeah, you're going to be on your own because I'm going to be too busy with my appointment at the urologist getting my vasectomy, because in the event my wife accidentally becomes pregnant and has a dangerous miscarriage, again, I'm afraid that maybe we're not going to be able to access the misoprostol that would save her life. So you go right ahead and keep pretending to care about Palestine the way you pretended to care about Black lives 4 years ago until you threw us under the bus, while I'm at Starbucks again counting my money and making plans to protect my community because God knows I can't rely on you to help me. As for the rest of it, Nkata Piscata Wayo, I'm indigenous. I've lived through an apocalypse already. I'm the child of apocalypse. This ain't my first rodeo.
First time.
So, my peeps, if you're upset about the election results, I get it. Follow my account if you want to see what it's like to continue to thrive and have joy and do the work in spite of everything being stacked against you. Because we're going to be all right.